Hello, it's Wednesday, and Wednesday we read from the Journey Through Time by not by Geronimo Stilton, it's about Geronimo Stilton. Let's continue. This chapter is called A Living, Breathing Hand Glider. We worked hard the entire day to collect as much information about the dinosaurs as we could. At the end of the day, we stopped to rest in a forest of eucalyptus trees. While the others were putting up the camp, I took a pail and went to the creek to get some water. Suddenly, I heard a terrible screech. It was a huge flying reptile. It was had enormous pointed beak, and each wing was more than 10 feet wide. It looked like a living, breathing hand glider.
It's the largest prehistoric flying reptile,
Professor Von Volt whispered from behind me.
Quetzalcoatlus.
He pointed to the creature's claw, which was caught on a thorny bush.
Chances are it won't be able to free itself,
the professor said. The reptile cried out in pain, fear, and anger.
Poor thing, I murmured. I'll help him. Be careful, Geronimo, the professor warned. A wounded animal is always dangerous.
I slowly reached over to cut the thorny branches with a knife. A moment later, the creature's paw was freed. He stared at me for a few seconds. Then he climbed to the top of the eucalyptus tree and launched into the air. We packed up our camp and continued our journey the next day. I noticed something was following us in the air. It was the Quetzalcoatlus I had saved. I waved at it, and the reptile replied by dipping his head, as if to say thank you, before he flew away. It was an incredible moment. Then, just a second later, I stubbed my toe on a fossil. Yow! I shouted. So much for my incredible moment. I reached down to pick up an amazing fossilized fern leaf.
Look,
I showed Benjamin. It's a fern fossil. Wow! Benjamin exclaimed, looking up at me admirably.
That's so cool, Uncle G.
Well, Benjamin, Trap broke in, if you think it's cool, look at this.
Trap pointed to a small dinosaur with brightly colored scaly skin. It had long, sharp claws and looked mean. As soon as the dinosaur saw Trap, a second dinosaur sprung up behind it, and then a third dinosaur emerged from the clump of ferns. Soon, a fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth dinosaur appeared. Holy cheese, there was a lot of them.
Here, dino.
Trap cooed to the first dinosaur.
Trap,
I warned.
I wouldn't do that. I'm getting a bad feeling here. A very, very, very bad feeling.
I quickly grabbed the time travel survival manual and frantically leafed through it. Horrified, I began to read out loud.
The Dromaeosaurus is a small carnivorous dinosaur that hunts in packs.
Trap shrugged.
So what? He said. Come on, these little guys are as sweet as puppies. Isn't that right?
Trap cooed at the dinosaurs again.
Trap, I really wouldn't,
I began, but Trap cut me off.
You're such a scaredy mouse, Geronimo.
Trap scoffed.
Let me show you here. Dino, come to Uncle Trap.
He stretched out his arms and offered a little dinosaur a mushroom. The dinosaur sniffed at the mushroom, but then decided he'd rather try a bite of Trap's finger." "Yo!" Trap cried. I grabbed a bone and waved it in the air. "Go away!" I shouted at the little Dromaeosaurus. Come any closer and I'll make dinosaur meatballs of you," Trap added, waving a bone he had found as well. But the dinosaur seemed to like the taste it had gotten of Trap's finger. Suddenly, the pack attacked all at once. They threw Trap on the ground, and one of them grabbed his arm with his sharp fangs. Who knows what would have happened if I hadn't ferociously waved the bone and shouted at the top of my lungs, "Go away!" I yelled, "Scram!" Taken by surprise, the Dromaeosaurus retreated and swiftly took flight. Poor Trap was as pale as a slice of mozzarella. I would have been too if the Dromaeosaurus had grabbed my arm. "Geronimo," Trap mumbled. "What?" I asked. He pointed to something behind me. "Geronimo, the "What is it, Trap?" I urged him bravely. "Don't worry, I'll protect you." "Behind you," he shrieked. "Turn around." I turned and found myself face to face with the Tyrannosaurus Rex. We'll find out what happens next Wednesday. Thank you.